Alrighty, so we are at the mill.
Yeah, that's that thing up there behind us. Well, they're the silos
Those
that
are
are
the
connected to the
silos.
mill, but the mill's over that way.
Off they go, bags in tow. Matt and Chrissy hit the road. Maps unfold, stories told. Adventures never getting old. Matt and Chrissy roam so free through the city, past the sea, finding joy in every mile, every turn another.
We are at the Bathurst Railway Station, which was built in 1876. What do you know about it?
Well, I think it was officially opened in 1876, and it was the first rail connection that left Sydney to go to the west of New South Wales, and that really reduced the commute time or the travel time from Sydney to Bathurst or Sydney to Kelso down dramatically. What was it? It was like
So
a
it was-
loaded bullock took how long? 5 days by horse and cart?
5 days by horse and cart, and a loaded bullock was
Like 16 or 17 days?
17 days. or something. It was huge.
Imagine waiting that long for your deliveries.
Yeah.
But yeah, once the rail came through, trimmed it right down. So it really opened up trade
That's what
between
I was trying to say.
the west of New South Wales going back into Sydney, to the main city. And that reduction in time was down to 7 hours and 20 minutes for the train to get from Sydney to Bathurst. So you think about opening up that corridor, would have been absolutely huge. It would have changed this area dramatically.
It would have been really fantastic for Sydney, of course, because they would have been getting produce from different areas and probably more variety as well. Whereas I imagine Sydney probably had some limitations at that time.
Yeah, I think if it's going to take 18 days for stuff to get from Bathurst to Sydney, and if you're talking produce, which I don't know back then how much produce would have been transported from one part of the state to the other. They probably grew enough locally to support themselves, but just being able to get like farming in this area, pushing crops of harvesting wheat and whatever it might be, pushing it all the way through into Sydney. I'm no expert on what was actually cultivated out here, but trimming that transport time down from 18 days to 7 hours, yeah.
Oh, that would have been
That's
huge.
huge, absolutely huge.
I mean, even now, for us to drive from Bathurst to Sydney, it's nearly 4 hours. So, and that's
On
in
a
a
good
car.
day.
That's in a car. So, I mean, these days we've got the luxury of being able to get there quite quickly on our own vehicle, but obviously back then, not so easy.
Yeah. So we're going to spin around and show you one of the locomotives here. I think it's Locomotive 5112, which was called the Chifley engine, and let you know a little bit about that one. Okay, so we are here at the Bathurst train station, and behind me here is Locomotive 5112, which was driven by the late Prime Minister Ben Chifley. Not when he was a Prime Minister, obviously, but this was the locomotive that he was assigned to as a part of his career. Come with me, we'll have a bit of a look at this. So one of the notable things in relation to Ben Chifley's career is that he was pretty early on in the railways. He started in 1914, and as one of the youngest locomotive drivers, he progressed through the ranks. I think it was around about 1917 there was a strike, and he stopped the locomotive after having learned about it on his way back to Bathurst, and walked the last 20 kilometres home, which that's pretty substantial because he didn't want to break the strike. It later transpired that there were about, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 men who were involved in the strike that were either refused re-employment or demoted. And Ben went through a number of experiences where he'd been demoted and refused opportunities, and that pushed him to get more involved in politics. I'm a massive fan of politicians, and definitely not a massive fan of unionists as far as that goes. But it's interesting to see that the memory of what he stood for and what he did has become such an important factor in Bathurst and other parts of New South Wales. There's a dam not too far away from here named in Ben Chifley's memory, You can click on the link there to see the video that we did in there. Beautiful little spot. But it was really interesting to see that they've been able to recover this this locomotive, and the council's had a group of volunteers restore it, and it's now here outside the Bathurst train station, and it serves as a part of the local memory and the connection between Bathurst and Ben Chifley and everything that had happened at that time, bringing the rail through, which I think is an important thing for us to remember. And it's good to see that someone who came up through the working ranks entered into represent his local constituents and then got on to be the Prime Minister, even though it was for one term. Good to see that sort of thing is able to happen.
We are outside of the Tremain mill, Tremain Bros mill, and this is one of the oldest buildings in Bathurst. It was built in 1857 and sold to the brothers a few years later, and they retained the mill for many years and actually kept employment going for almost a century out of the mill, and they expanded multiple times, including the silos that you can see behind me, and they went from 3 stories to 4 stories, and yeah, so lots of history just in this one building right here. They changed the whole face of how flour was milled over that time, and they sold their produce through one of the other local produce providers down the road here.
Yeah, apparently they were really good at embracing new technology in the area, which would have given them a competitive advantage over a lot of other millers or producers in the area. You can see just up here behind us, there's that little corrugated iron bit just on top of the bricks. That was extended after the mill caught fire. I think it was in 1901. And yeah, they reinvested back into the business and put a 4th story on, and it just went from one strength to another for quite a long time. As Chrissy said, over a century they employed people in the Bathurst area, so it's a pretty solid little landmark.
A lot of the equipment is actually still functional and is inside of the Bathurst mill. Unfortunately, we can't go in today because they've got an event on, but they've done a lot to continue to innovate and trade within this area. You can't see it from here, but they have got a little brewery down
just running on the side
there somewhere.
That might be a separate part of another building, but it looks like it's old mill land.
Yeah.
Right in the corner. So.
And it looks like they've got an Australian musician that's going to be coming to do an event, which is really cool. And they did have some music going. I'm guessing that was just testing, but it sounded pretty good when we got here.
Yeah. Let's go and have a look around the corner and see what we can find.
Sure. Welcome back. Behind me is the Bathurst Railway Museum. All of the history in Bathurst really revolves around the railway, and this building behind us is no different. This building was one of many stages of the infrastructure, and one of the key reasons it was being built was to help with vocational education around the railway and industrialisation of how Bathurst was being developed.
So one of the interesting things was that Ben Chifley was one of the instructors at the Institute here, so it serves as another significant element of the Bathurst history.